Alien girl accidentally drinks human military serum that aggressively arouses her. The laboratory on Earth was buzzing with activity, though not with the kind that visitors expected. Small machines whirred and lights blinked as scientists in crisp white coats moved quickly from station to station. At the center of it all, Dr. Elena Marsh stood over a small glass vial, peering at its contents with a mixture of excitement and caution. This was no ordinary experiment. It was something humans had been working on for years, a serum designed to enhance physical endurance and mental acuity. They had tested it on machines, simulations, and even themselves in small doses, but nothing had prepared them for what was about to happen. Outside the lab's reinforced glass walls, a soft hum grew louder. The hum wasn't mechanical, it had a natural rhythm, almost musical. Doctor. Marsh glanced up, her eyes narrowing. "The visitor is early," she muttered. The aliens from the Andari system rarely arrived on schedule, and when they did, their timing was unpredictable. Through the reinforced glass, a figure emerged. She was taller than the average human, her skin a soft shade of violet that shimmered in the laboratory lights. Her large, oval eyes reflected curiosity and intelligence, and her movements were graceful, almost floating. She was an Andari, a species known for their empathy and keen intellect, but she was also an explorer, new to Earth and very much unaware of human customs. "Greetings," she said in a voice that was musical yet precise. Her name, she explained, was Lyra. She had come to observe, not interfere, but her curiosity was evident. She tilted her head toward the serum vial, its contents glowing faintly in the overhead lights. Dr. Marsh hesitated. "That is highly experimental," she warned. "It's not for consumption." "You shouldn't touch it." Lyra's eyes sparkled, though not in mischief, more in innocent curiosity. She had learned quickly to mimic human gestures and speech, but understanding human caution was still difficult. Before anyone could stop her, she reached out with a slender, three-fingered hand and picked up the vial. "Oh, don't worry," she said softly. "I just want to see what it tastes like." In that brief moment, the vial tipped and a small amount of the serum dripped from its container. It was enough. Lyra inhaled sharply as the liquid touched her lips. The scientists froze. Dr. Marsh shouted, "No, don't," but it was too late. Lyra swallowed. The serum's effects began immediately, though not violently. Her pupils widened and a soft energy seemed to ripple through her body. She blinked rapidly, feeling unusual. Her senses sharpened. The faint hum in the lab now sounded like a symphony. She could see the tiniest vibrations in the machines around her. Colors appeared richer, brighter, and somehow more connected. What is happening?" she whispered. Dr. Marsh exhaled slowly. "It's working, kind of," she said, though her tone held both awe and apprehension. "The serum was designed to enhance endurance and mental acuity. We didn't expect it to have such an immediate effect on an alien physiology." Lyra stood up straighter, feeling a new strength in her limbs. Her movements, already elegant, became sharper, faster, more precise. She experimented carefully, stepping back and then forward again. Each motion felt powerful yet balanced. "I feel energetic," she said, a smile spreading across her face. "Stronger, faster, aware of everything." The scientists exchanged worried glances. One of them, a young intern named Matteo, whispered, "Do you think it's safe?" Dr. Marsh shook her head. "We don't know. Andari biology is very different from humans. That's why this is unprecedented." Despite the uncertainty, Lyra's excitement was palpable. She moved around the lab, touching instruments gently, listening to the sounds of humming machinery. She could feel patterns, rhythms, even small air currents. Everything was connected in ways she had never experienced. The humans began taking notes frantically, observing every small change. They documented Lyra's movements, her responses, and the ways the serum interacted with her physiology. Dr. Marsh even started to hypothesize. "If we can understand this reaction, we might learn how to make the serum compatible with multiple species. This could revolutionize interspecies cooperation." Meanwhile, Lyra's energy continued to build. She laughed lightly, an alien sound that was oddly human in its joy. "It's like my whole body is awake," she said. "I can feel things I never knew existed. Even the walls, they are alive with sound and color." Her excitement was contagious. Matteo found himself grinning, and even Dr. Marsh couldn't suppress a small smile. There was something undeniably inspiring about seeing a being so genuinely thrilled by discovery, especially one from beyond their planet. However, the serum's effects also brought new challenges. Lyra's hyper-awareness made it difficult for her to focus on one task. She darted from one instrument to another, her attention splitting into dozens of directions at once. "So much to explore, so many patterns, the lights, the vibrations," she murmured, overwhelmed but thrilled. Dr. Marsh realized they had to act carefully. "Lyra, we need to calm you down," she said gently. "Too much stimulation might be disorienting." Lyra paused, trying to concentrate. Her enhanced mind made it easier to understand, yet harder to slow down. "Calm, okay, I will try," she said, closing her eyes. She took deep breaths, something humans taught her to do for focus. Slowly, the sensations became more manageable and she opened her eyes again. "Better," she said, though her movements still had an energetic bounce. "I understand now, you humans are clever." "This serum, it's remarkable." Dr. Marsh nodded, relieved. "Yes, but it's also unpredictable. We must study it carefully before any more incidents." Despite the warning, Lyra's curiosity was unstoppable. She approached a large glass container filled with floating metallic spheres, the lab's experimental drones. With a delicate touch, she manipulated them, her new reflexes allowing her to move multiple spheres at once, creating intricate patterns. The drones responded to her movements as if they were extensions of her own body. Mateo gasped. "She's controlling them." Dr. Marsh adjusted her notes quickly. "Not controlling, coordinating. The serum amplifies her neural pathways. She can process multiple threads of information at once. That's why the drones respond so precisely." Lyra laughed again, enjoying the sensation. "It's like dancing, but with machines." For the first time, the lab felt alive, not just with machines and humans, but with the alien visitor at the center of it all. Her joy, curiosity, and energy transformed the sterile environment into a place of discovery and wonder. As the hours passed, the team learned more about the serum's interaction with Andari physiology. Lyra's memory improved, her problem-solving became faster, and her spatial awareness was remarkable. They began testing small tasks, assembling complex puzzles, predicting machine movements, and analyzing environmental changes. Lyra excelled at all of them, often in ways the scientists had not anticipated. "Humans are amazing," she said quietly one moment, almost to herself. "Your minds, your persistence, your curiosity, I see why you reached the stars." The scientists exchanged glances, pride swelling in their chests. It was a rare moment, an alien praising human ingenuity. HFY moments like this were not just morale boosters. They reminded the humans why they pursued exploration, science, and collaboration in the first place. As the lab lights dimmed for the evening, Lyra sat cross-legged on the floor, her energy finally settling into a calm but alert state. "I have learned so much today," she said, "and yet, I want to learn more. There is so much about your world I do not understand." Dr. Marsh smiled. "And we will help you, Lyra. Together, we'll make sure this experience is safe and enlightening. Who knows, we might even learn something about ourselves in the process." Lyra nodded, her violet eyes shining with a mix of wonder and determination. "Yes, together." And so, the first day of accidental experimentation ended not with chaos, but with curiosity, cooperation, and a shared sense of discovery. Humanity had once again shown that their greatest strength wasn't brute force or technology alone. It was their ingenuity, adaptability, and willingness to explore the unknown. And Lyra, the alien visitor, had just become part of that story. The morning after the serum incident, the laboratory felt different. Where yesterday had been a whirlwind of surprise and laughter, today was calmer but filled with anticipation. Dr. Elena Marsh walked through the lab, notebook in hand, checking on Lyra, the alien visitor. The violet-skinned explorer was already awake, moving gracefully between stations, her energy steady but still noticeable. "Good morning, Lyra," Dr. Marsh said. "How are you feeling today?" "Energetic, alert, alive," Lyra replied with a soft smile. "The serum's effects are still with me, though more balanced now. I can control it better." She paused, tilting her head. "Your machines, they are fascinating. I think I can understand them more fully now." Dr. Marsh nodded, intrigued. "Then let's test that. Today we'll see how your abilities interact with more complex systems. It will help us learn safely, and you might enjoy the challenge." Lyra's eyes sparkled. She moved to the first test station, a set of floating robotic drones designed for intricate assembly tasks. Yesterday, she had played with them like a dance, arranging them into patterns almost instinctively. Today, she would attempt something more complex. Dr. Marsh explained the task. These drones must assemble a structure from multiple moving parts. Normally, it would take 3 humans working together for half an hour. Let's see how you do it. Lyra studied the components carefully. The serum heightened her senses, but she wasn't reckless. She analyzed the shapes, the connections, the timing. Slowly, she moved her hands, precise and confident. The drones responded instantly, hovering and adjusting according to her subtle commands. Mateo, the young intern, watched with awe. "She's doing it faster than we ever could," he whispered. Dr. Marsh smiled. "It's not just speed, Mateo. Look at how she anticipates the drones' movements. She isn't forcing them, she's guiding them." Within minutes, the drones formed the complete structure. It was not only correct, but beautifully symmetrical, something even the most skilled human engineers would admire. Lyra stepped back, observing her work with quiet satisfaction. "It is harmonious," she said. "Everything fits together. Your humans call it beauty, yes." "Yes," Dr. Marsh replied. "We do, and you just helped us see it in a new way." The team paused, absorbing the moment. Lyra's accidental ingestion of the serum had led to this unique cooperation between alien and human. It was a small thing, perhaps, but it filled everyone with hope. Humanity had always prided itself on curiosity and problem-solving, but seeing it mirrored through an entirely different species was inspiring. Later, they moved to outdoor testing. The lab had a secure field where experiments could be conducted safely. Lyra's enhanced physical abilities were put to the test. Simple exercises, leaping across small gaps, balancing on narrow beams, were transformed into feats of elegance and precision. Her movements were smooth, controlled, yet astonishingly fast. "You are very capable," Mateo said, still trying to catch his breath from watching her. Lyra laughed, a sound like wind chimes. "I feel myself, but better. I can sense the ground, the air, even your heartbeats when you are close." She frowned slightly. "It is overwhelming sometimes, but wonderful." Dr. Marsh nodded. "We'll continue to monitor you and we'll make adjustments so the effects don't overwhelm you. Today's goal is understanding, not pushing limits." As the day progressed, they introduced Lyra to more complex problem-solving tasks. She worked with computers, solving multi-layered puzzles, coordinating drones, and predicting environmental patterns. The serum amplified her learning speed and cognitive processing. Lyra astonished the humans with insights they hadn't even considered. At one point, she paused mid-task, her eyes distant. "I am thinking about Earth, about humans, your species. It is remarkable. You face challenges, limitations, yet you persist. You explore, create, and adapt. I understand why you call this innovation." Dr. Marsh felt a wave of pride. "That's exactly why we explore space, to discover, to learn, to connect with others." "And you are helping us see that more clearly," Mateo smiled. "I never thought an alien would make me feel proud of being human." Lyra tilted her head, studying him. "Humans are clever, yes, but also adaptable. I feel your resilience. Even when mistakes happen, you continue. You learn and you try again. That is admirable." By late afternoon, the team decided it was time for a more collaborative experiment. They created a challenge that combined everything Lyra had been learning: physical skill, cognitive processing, and coordination with machines. The task was to assemble a complex structure in a limited time while navigating an obstacle course designed to test agility and problem-solving. As the timer started, Lyra moved. Her body flowed like water, her mind calculating multiple possibilities at once. She directed drones while leaping over obstacles, twisting through suspended platforms, and adjusting her path according to tiny changes in the environment. The humans watched in awe as she adapted continuously, a living example of efficiency, intelligence, and grace. By the time she reached the final station, the structure was complete. She placed the last piece carefully, taking a breath that was almost human in its relief. Dr. Marsh clapped, laughing with joy. "Incredible, absolutely incredible." Lyra looked at her, smiling. "I did not know I could do this, but you guided me. We worked together. That is the true power, yes." "Yes," Dr. Marsh said, her voice soft. "The power of cooperation, human ingenuity paired with curiosity and understanding. That is something no machine alone could achieve." The sun began to set, casting golden light over the lab. Lyra sat down beside Mateo, exhausted but exhilarated. "I have learned so much," she said, "but also I have questions. Your world, your humans, there is still so much I do not understand." Dr. Marsh joined them. "And we'll explore it together step by step. Today was just the beginning." Lyra nodded, her violet eyes reflecting the sunlight. "Yes, together we can learn and grow. I see now humans are strong not just in body or mind, but in spirit. You persist even when things are difficult. You find solutions, create beauty, and continue to explore. That is remarkable." The humans felt a quiet pride, realizing that Lyra's words were more than observation. They were recognition. Humanity's strengths, often overlooked in the vastness of space, had been acknowledged by an intelligent alien. It was an affirmation of their potential, their perseverance, and their ability to inspire others. As night fell, the lab quieted. Lyra rested, the serum's energy slowly settling, leaving her enhanced senses and mind in balance. The humans gathered around, discussing the day's findings and planning future experiments, always careful, always collaborative, always respectful. Lyra looked up at the stars through the lab's transparent ceiling. "Your world is beautiful. But the universe, it is larger than I imagined. I want to see more, learn more, experience more. With you humans, I think that is possible." Dr. Marsh smiled. "It is. Together we can explore anything, and perhaps we will teach each other the most important lessons of all." Lyra nodded, a sense of wonder and determination shining in her eyes. The serum had given her unexpected abilities, yes, but it was her curiosity, intelligence, and the human's guidance that truly mattered. That combination, alien and human working side by side, had created something extraordinary. As the team left the lab for the night, they felt a sense of accomplishment and hope. The accidental ingestion of the serum had become an opportunity to learn, to cooperate, and to witness the remarkable potential of humanity reflected through alien eyes. In the weeks to come, Lyra and the humans would continue their experiments. They would face challenges, encounter surprises, and discover new ways to work together. But for now, in that quiet moment under the stars, they celebrated a simple truth. Human curiosity, ingenuity, and collaboration were not just qualities of their species. They were a force that could inspire and connect beings across the universe. And so, what began as an accident had turned into a journey of understanding, growth, and the realization that the greatest discoveries were not always in technology or science, but in the willingness to explore, cooperate, and marvel at the unknown. The following week, the laboratory had become a place of quiet excitement. Lyra, the alien visitor, was now more comfortable with her enhanced abilities. She moved with precision and confidence, her violet skin glowing softly under the lab lights. The humans had begun to trust her instincts, relying on her insights for experiments that were once considered too complex. What had started as an accident with the serum had transformed into a partnership of discovery. Dr. Elena Marsh entered the lab early, finding Lyra already awake, studying a small holographic map projected in the center of the room. "Good morning, Lyra," Dr. Marsh said. "You're up early." "Morning," Lyra replied, her large eyes scanning the map. "I have been analyzing your city from here. Patterns of traffic, energy flow, even human activity. There are efficiencies that could be improved." She gestured at the map, highlighting intersections where transportation bottlenecks occurred. "Your systems, they can be optimized." "I believe I can help you," Dr. Marsh smiled. "That would be incredible. We've been working on ways to make our city more efficient for years. Your perspective might offer solutions we haven't considered." Lyra's excitement was subtle but unmistakable. She leaned over the projection, tracing patterns with her fingers. The serum's effects had heightened her ability to analyze multiple streams of information at once. Every energy flow, every movement of people and machines became visible to her in patterns that humans could barely imagine. Mateo, the young intern, entered with a small tray of instruments. "Morning, Lyra. Dr. Marsh. I've brought the new sensors we installed around the city." "They're ready for testing." Lyra looked up and nodded. "Good. Let's see if your humans' technology can match my analysis." She moved toward the sensors with surprising speed, connecting to each device with her three-fingered hands. Streams of data flowed across the holographic map, and she began reorganizing the information in ways that made patterns clearer. Dr. Marsh observed with fascination. "She's mapping entire systems in real time. That's something even our best AI struggles with." "Yes," Mateo whispered. "It's incredible. She sees connections we can't even detect." Lyra paused and tilted her head. Your humans are clever, yes, but sometimes you focus too narrowly. You look at one problem and ignore others that are related. I can help you see the whole system at once." They worked through the morning, combining Lyra's perspective with human analysis. Together, they discovered ways to reroute energy in the city, improve transportation efficiency, and even optimize water usage. Each solution was subtle, not flashy, but effective, and every success was met with smiles, laughter, and a sense of shared accomplishment. By midday, they took a break, and Lyra moved to a nearby window, gazing out at the city skyline. "Your world is alive," she said softly. "So many humans, each with their own goals, dreams, and problems, yet you cooperate, adapt, and persist. That is inspiring." Dr. Marsh joined her. "It is inspiring. Sometimes we forget it ourselves. We get lost in the details, but when we step back, we see how much humans can achieve." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Yes, I see now why humans explore the stars, not just for technology, but for discovery itself, for learning, and for connection." The afternoon brought a new challenge. The lab had prepared a simulation to test Lyra's enhanced cognitive and physical abilities in a more dynamic environment. The simulation projected a complex landscape on the floor, with moving obstacles, shifting platforms, and objects that needed to be manipulated. Lyra's task was to navigate the terrain while solving multiple problems simultaneously. At first, she hesitated. The simulation was designed to overwhelm even the best humans, but the serum's effects allowed her to process multiple streams of information at once. Her eyes widened as she observed the moving platforms, calculating distances, speeds, and trajectories in real time. She took a deep breath, then moved. Her movements were fluid and precise. She leaped across shifting platforms, dodged moving obstacles, and manipulated objects with care. Every action was calculated, every reaction immediate. Mateo and Dr. Marsh watched in astonishment as she completed the simulation flawlessly. "She's faster than I imagined," Mateo said, shaking his head. "And she's thinking 10 steps ahead of the simulation." Dr. Marsh nodded. "It's not just speed, she anticipates, adapts, and coordinates. This is the result of the serum interacting with her intelligence, but it's also her natural curiosity and willingness to learn." When the simulation ended, Lyra exhaled, smiling faintly. "That was challenging, but I enjoyed it. It is like a game, but meaningful." "Each decision matters," Dr. Marsh smiled. "And you succeeded brilliantly. We've learned a lot from your approach." The next day, the team decided to take their collaboration outside the lab entirely. They planned a field test in the city, using Lyra's abilities to help solve a real-world problem. A section of the city had been struggling with traffic congestion and energy inefficiency. Using sensors, drones, and Lyra's enhanced cognition, they mapped the flow of traffic, identified bottlenecks, and developed solutions to improve both transportation and energy distribution. Lyra moved through the streets with the team, her senses alert. She could detect subtle vibrations in the ground, shifts in airflow, and even the faint hum of electric currents in nearby buildings. Using this information, she guided drones to adjust traffic signals, reroute energy flow, and optimize patterns for human use. People passing by watched with amazement. Some stopped to take pictures, others simply marveled at the purple-skinned alien working seamlessly alongside humans. Lyra smiled and waved politely, enjoying the curiosity and admiration. She had never expected to interact with humans on this level, but the experience filled her with a sense of connection. Dr. Marsh walked beside her, taking notes. "This is beyond what we expected," she said. "Your perspective is changing the way our city functions. Humanity has always been adaptable, but you've shown us new ways to apply our knowledge." Lyra nodded. "I am learning as well. Humans are persistent. Even when problems are complex or overwhelming, you continue to explore solutions. That is admirable. You do not give up." By evening, the city's systems had improved noticeably. Traffic flowed more smoothly, energy was distributed more efficiently, and water management was optimized. The humans and Lyra stood together on a rooftop, watching the city lights shimmer. Mateo turned to Lyra. "You did all this in one day? It's incredible. Humans could have taken months to achieve the same results." Lyra's eyes reflected the city below. "Perhaps, but I could not have done it alone. Your humans guided me, gave me context, and shared your understanding. That is why we succeeded together." Dr. Marsh placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder. That is the key: discovery, cooperation, and learning from one another. Humans are clever, adaptable, and persistent, and you've reminded us of that. Lyra smiled faintly. I see now. Humanity is more than machines, more than science. You are resilient, creative, and compassionate. That combination is powerful. The days that followed continued in the same spirit. Lyra helped the team improve lab efficiency, optimize city systems, and solve complex challenges. Every task revealed more about human ingenuity and resilience. Lyra also taught the humans new ways to think, helping them see problems from fresh perspectives. One afternoon she paused and asked, Dr. Marsh, will humans continue to explore the stars, even as challenges increase? Dr. Marsh considered her question. Yes, we will explore because it is in our nature. We are curious, persistent, and driven by the desire to learn. Every obstacle is a chance to grow, to improve, to connect. Humanity may face setbacks, but we adapt and continue. That is why we reach further than any one species could alone. Lyra's eyes shone. I see now why humans have succeeded. It is not strength or speed alone, but determination, creativity, and cooperation. That is remarkable. By the end of Part 3, the partnership between humans and Lyra had grown stronger. What had started as an accidental ingestion of a serum had become a bridge between species, a shared journey of discovery, and a testament to human ingenuity. Lyra had gained new abilities, yes, but more importantly, she had gained understanding, connection, and respect for humans. As night fell, the lab lights dimmed, and Lyra looked up at the stars. Your world is vast and beautiful, she said softly. And the universe, it is even greater. Together, humans and I can explore it. We can learn, create, and grow. That is exciting. Dr. Marsh smiled. And we will. Together we will see what humanity and our friends from beyond can accomplish. Lyra nodded, her violet eyes reflecting determination and wonder. The accidental serum had sparked something extraordinary, but the true power lay not in science alone. It lay in curiosity, cooperation, and the human spirit. In the quiet of the lab, the humans and the alien visitor sat together, watching the city and the stars. It was a simple moment, yet profound. They had discovered that the greatest achievements were not measured in technology or experiments alone, but in understanding, learning, and working together. And so, what began as an accident had evolved into a story of discovery, collaboration, and the reminder that human ingenuity, curious, adaptable, and determined, was a force capable of inspiring even the most advanced minds in the universe. The next morning, the laboratory was alive with a quiet excitement. Lyra had grown more confident in her abilities, her senses finely tuned, and her mind sharp from the serum's enhancements. She moved through the lab with purpose, her violet skin catching the soft morning light and her eyes reflecting curiosity and determination. Today, Dr. Marsh had a new challenge for her, a collaborative project that would take their partnership beyond the lab and into the wider city. Lyra, Dr. Marsh began, holding a tablet with city schematics, we've identified a section of the city that could benefit from optimization. Traffic, energy use, even water distribution have inefficiencies here. I want you to help us design a system that improves everything while keeping humans safe and comfortable. Lyra's eyes widened. That is complex, but I enjoy challenges. If humans guide me, I think we can achieve it together. She moved toward the city models, her enhanced perception allowing her to instantly see patterns invisible to humans. Mateo, eager to assist, added, we've set up sensors throughout the area. They'll send real-time data to your neural interface. You'll be able to see everything as it happens. Lyra nodded, taking a deep breath. Her enhanced cognition allowed her to process massive amounts of information at once. Streams of traffic data, energy flow, and environmental readings appeared in her mind, forming an intricate web of interconnected systems. I see it all, every movement, every energy pulse, every interaction, she murmured. Your humans have created a complex environment, but it can be improved. They began the field work. Drones hovered in the streets, gathering real-time information, while Lyra moved among them, guiding each one with precision. Traffic lights adjusted instantly under her direction, energy grids shifted to reduce waste, and water systems balanced themselves more efficiently. Humans and alien worked as one, an unusual but seamless collaboration. Pedestrians and drivers noticed the changes immediately. Traffic flowed more smoothly, Streetlights responded dynamically, and even minor inconveniences vanished. Some people paused to watch Lyra, marveling at the graceful purple-skinned figure orchestrating harmony across the city. Children waved, fascinated by her presence, while adults whispered in awe. Matteo shook his head in disbelief. "She's doing in 1 hour what we've struggled with for months." Dr. Marsh smiled. "It's not just the serum, Matteo. It's Lyra's perspective combined with human guidance and creativity. That's what makes the difference." By midday, the team paused to assess their progress. Lyra perched on a low wall, watching the city beneath her. "Your humans are remarkable," she said quietly. "You face challenges, but you adapt and persist. You do not give up even when problems seem impossible." Dr. Marsh nodded. "It's true. Humans are persistent, curious, and innovative. We learn from mistakes and keep trying. That's why we explore space, invent new technologies, and improve our world." Lyra's gaze drifted to the horizon. "I see it now. Your ingenuity is not in machines alone, but in your minds and spirit. That is powerful and inspiring." The afternoon brought a new obstacle, an unexpected equipment malfunction in the energy grid they were monitoring. One of the main sensors had gone offline, and small delays in traffic and energy systems began to appear. Humans would have scrambled, but Lyra approached the problem calmly. "Do not worry," she said softly. "We can fix this." She analyzed the situation with her enhanced mind, detecting minor fluctuations invisible to the human eye. With careful guidance, she directed drones to relay data from nearby sensors to cover the missing information. Within minutes, she corrected the flow, restoring balance and preventing any significant disruptions. Matteo watched, astonished. "She anticipated the failure and fixed it before it caused problems," Dr. Marsh smiled. "That's the serum's effect combined with her natural intelligence and curiosity. It's extraordinary." As evening approached, the team gathered to review the day's accomplishments. They had improved city systems, solved unexpected problems, and learned new ways of thinking about human design and efficiency. Lyra's presence had accelerated their understanding, but more importantly, it had inspired them to see their own abilities in a new light. "Humans are capable of so much," Lyra said, her voice calm but thoughtful. "I have seen your resilience, your creativity, and your ability to collaborate. That is admirable. I am learning from you as much as you are learning from me." Dr. Marsh looked at her with pride. "And that's exactly the point. Discovery is not about who is stronger or faster. It's about curiosity, cooperation, and persistence. Humanity has those qualities in abundance." Night fell, and the city lights shimmered below them. Lyra sat quietly on a rooftop, her gaze fixed on the stars. "Your world is beautiful," she said softly, "and the universe, it is vast. Together, humans and I can explore, learn, and create. That is exciting." Dr. Marsh joined her, her eyes reflecting the city lights. "Yes, it is. And this is only the beginning. The serum accident brought us here, but our work together, your abilities and human ingenuity, can take us even further." Lyra smiled faintly, feeling a quiet satisfaction. The serum had given her unexpected abilities, but the true strength lay in collaboration, understanding, and human creativity. Together, they had transformed not just data and systems, but perspectives and possibilities. The next morning, they received a new challenge. A nearby river was experiencing irregular flow, affecting water distribution and the surrounding environment. Humans had tried conventional methods to stabilize it, but the problem persisted. Lyra's enhanced perception offered a new approach. "I can detect subtle patterns in the river's behavior," she said. "Currents, soil density, water temperature, all these factors influence its flow. If we adjust the control structures accordingly, the system will stabilize." Dr. Marsh nodded. "Let's do it. We'll need sensors, drones, and human coordination." At the riverbank, Lyra moved swiftly, guiding drones to monitor water movement and soil conditions. She instructed the humans to make careful adjustments, using her observations to direct them. Gradually, the river began to respond, flowing more predictably and evenly. Fish returned to certain areas and surrounding vegetation thrived. Matteo laughed with relief. "We thought this was impossible, but you made it work." Lyra shook her head, smiling. "I did not make it work alone. Humans adapted, followed instructions, and applied creativity. Together, we succeeded." Dr. Marsh placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder. "Exactly. That's the key: collaboration, persistence, and ingenuity." Humans are remarkable, and you've reminded us of our potential. As the sun set, the team returned to the lab. Lyra moved among the equipment, reviewing the day's data, her mind sharp and focused. "I have learned much," she said, "but there is still more. Your world has endless systems, challenges, and patterns, and the universe beyond that is even greater." Dr. Marsh nodded. "And we will explore it together. We'll continue learning, discovering, and creating. Humanity has always reached for the unknown, and with friends like you, we can go even further." Lyra looked up at the stars once more. "Yes, together we can understand, adapt, and thrive. That is exciting. Humans are strong not just in body or mind, but in spirit. That is what makes your species remarkable." In the quiet of the lab, the humans and their alien partner reflected on the journey so far. What had begun as an accidental ingestion of a serum had become a story of discovery, cooperation, and inspiration. Lyra's abilities, enhanced by the serum, had revealed the best of human qualities: curiosity, ingenuity, persistence, and compassion. By the end of Part 4, it was clear that the journey was far from over. Humans and Lyra had only begun to explore the possibilities of collaboration, innovation, and interspecies understanding. The accidental serum had sparked a partnership that promised to unlock potential in ways neither species could achieve alone. As night fell, the city glimmered beneath them, a testament to what humans could accomplish when curiosity and determination were paired with cooperation and insight. And high above, the stars reminded them all that the universe was vast, full of mysteries, and waiting for those willing to explore it together. Lyra closed her eyes briefly, feeling a quiet sense of contentment. The serum had given her more than enhanced abilities. It had given her perspective, connection, and a newfound admiration for humans. And humanity, in turn, had discovered not only the power of collaboration with an alien mind, but also the reminder of their own ingenuity and perseverance. The lab was quiet now, but the possibilities were endless. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new discoveries, and new opportunities to witness human creativity in action. Together, humans and Lyra would continue exploring, learning, and growing, proving that even the smallest accidents could lead to the greatest adventures. And so, in the glow of city lights and starlight above, a partnership that began by chance blossomed into a testament of human strength, intelligence, and spirit, a force capable of inspiring beings across the universe.